All right. So the first thing we're talking about quadrilaterals. You guys know what a well, we talked about this a long time ago. What's quadrilateral?
All equal sides. Or is that for
No.
4 sides? It has 4 sides.
Hush.
Respectfully, shut up.
Okay. Quad stands for what?
Oh.
4 sides.
Oh.
So it can be any weird four-sided shape. Remember when we talked about like convex and concave and all kinds of that stuff? So we're talking about, this chapter is about just quadrilaterals. So the first quadrilateral we're talking about is called a parallelogram. What word is inside of that?
Parallel.
Parallel. So guess what it means?
Graham cracker.
The opposite sides are parallel. So this side is parallel to this side is parallel to that side. Parallelograms. And then, what's this? Rectangle. Here's the thing, I didn't draw that very well. What makes a rectangle a rectangle?
It's a long square. Don't know.
Okay, rectangles always have 90-degree angles.
What are those?
Or you could say all the angles are the same, but they're always the same. They're always 90-degree angles. Is a rectangle a parallelogram?
Yeah.
Yes. These sides and these sides are parallel. Yeah, it is. But more specifically, it's a parallelogram with 90-degree angles. This is a parallelogram, but it's not a rectangle. This is a rectangle, and that automatically makes it a parallelogram. All right. What if it has 4 equal sides? What's it called? Rhombus. Okay, rhombus means 4 equal sides. Is that a square that I drew?
Yeah.
No,
No, wait, no.
it's not.
Site?
Okay, is it a parallelogram? Does it look parallel to you?
No.
Yes. Looks like a parallelogram, but the parallelogram I drew did not have 4 equal sides, but this parallelogram does. It's called a rhombus. What if I make something with 90-degree angles and 4 equal sides? What do I get?
Perfect square.
A square. Okay, do you guys remember what's something called when it has equal sides and equal angles? It's called regular. So a regular quadrilateral, we gave it a special name, square. So does a square just mean it has 4 equal sides? No. It has 4 equal sides and 4 equal 90-degree angles. I don't think we're supposed to know this lesson, but what do the angles add up to in well, maybe we talked about it a long time ago. What do the angles in a quadrilateral add up to? 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90? 360. Now these are not all 90s, but they still would be 360 if we added them up. Okay, square, what comes after square? Well, I'm not going to tell you what this shape is, but let's see if you can guess what it is. Some of you might be looking at the book. Kite. That's right. Did you see it in the book or just guess? Okay, so the definition of a kite.
Oh, that's what it's called? Wow.
Yeah, it is called a kite.
It looks like a kite.
Yeah, it's very creative of them. So guess what makes a kite a kite? It's hard for me to draw it perfectly.
4.
It's got super long.
It's like a triangle and
Super short.
Okay. Those two, they call them consecutive sides, are the same. I can't draw it right.
That's 2 of those.
And these two are the same. So is it a parallelogram?
Yeah.
No. Do those sides look parallel?
Nah.
No, this one's like this and this one's like that. No, it's not a parallelogram. So basically these three guys right here are in the parallelogram family. It's kind of like rectangle and rhombus got married and they had a baby square. But the whole family is called parallelogram. Because a square is both a rectangle because it has 90-degree angles and it's a rhombus because it has equal sides. So that's why it's the child of rectangle and rhombus. But then kite is not a parallelogram, so it's like a separate thing. And then trapezoid. I should have asked you what it was called before I said that. What makes a trapezoid a trapezoid? Anybody want to guess? Yeah, well, sometimes, but not always. No, this would also be a trapezoid. Usually, it's drawn kind of like that. This is a trapezoid also. A trapezoid has one pair of parallel sides, and they're really creative. So, guess what they call them?
Bases?
Yep. Base 1, base 2. And the bases are parallel. So it could look like that. It could look like, wish I could draw neatly for my superpower. Could look like this, whatever. But it's got one pair of parallel sides. Is a base a parallelogram? Or sorry, a base. Is a trapezoid a parallelogram?
Yeah.
No,
No.
because these two sides are not parallel.
So all sides have to be.
Yeah, both opposite sides have to be parallel. So this is everything in the parallelogram family. And then these two are like the outsiders. Did you guys read that book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched it.
I think I remember you guys reading that last year.
What do you
We
mean
need to
last
watch
year?
that 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Outsiders. Tony Boyd.
Did she let you watch the movie?
No.
Miss Williams. Well, I think you said we didn't have enough time with Miss Williams.
Yeah, where's my friends?
Is that that's okay.
Okay. I think we about covered it. On the top of page 251, I feel like we've done this formula before, haven't we? Where it says the number of sides is 4, the angles is 360. The number of sides is 5, the angles 540. And then on the bottom it says if the number of sides is n, the angles are n minus 2 times 180.
No.
We have not seen this before?
I've seen it in life, but I've never seen it in this.
You've seen it in life? Okay, anyways, I don't think we're going to use that much this chapter because this chapter is about quadrilaterals, which is about the 360. We do need the 360 thing though. Am I wrong? I guess they do ask it on this lesson, yeah. So anyway, this gives us all the angles in any. So if it was a hexagon, how many sides does a hexagon have?
8. Wait, I don't know.
6. So you put 6 right there. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 times 180. You're like 720. So the angles in a hexagon should add up to 720. What if they said we just want what would one angle of a regular hexagon be? So if all of them add up to 720, how could we find just one of these angles? Divide by what? Divide by 6. The number of sides is the same as the number of angles, right? 6 sides, 6 angles. So if this tells you what all the angles add up to, if you divide by the number of sides or the number of angles, That would give you just one of the angles. Now that only works if all the angles are the same, right? If it's irregular, you don't know what one angle is. But if it's regular, if it's like a normal, all angles are equal, this is the formula that we're going to use. So this gives you all the angles. This gives you one of the angles. Alright, now we're ready. Okay, number 1.
Mark on
Use the pictures on the right. So 2 sets of opposite sides in quadrilateral PQRS. By the way, what is PQRS?
The whole thing. The whole
Is-
thing.
It's a rhombus, yes. Okay, what is one pair of opposite sides in that shape?
PQSR.
PQ and SR, so the order definitely matters on this. PQ
that. This is for number 1.
and SR go together, yeah. And then, I guess I'll put a semicolon space or something. What's the other pair of opposite sides?
These two. PSQR.
P at the top and bottom, PS and QR. Opposite just means across from. Number 3, consecutive. Consecutive means next to. So like consecutive days or like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it just means one right after the other. So on number 3, what are 2 consecutive angles in the quadrilateral HIJK? What is HIJK? What shape is that? Trapezoid.
Can't write.
Okay, it says 2 sets of consecutive angles. So what would one set of consecutive angles be?
What's consecutive mean? Like
Like next, like not opposite, like right next to
A
each other.
and J,
K and J,
H and I, or H and K.
H and K. There's a lot of answers on this one. Probably. So angles, not sides. Sorry, angles. So angle K and angle J. What's another pair of consecutive angles?
Angle
H and I. It's gonna be kind of hard to grade because there's a lot of answers for that one. Because it's at H and K, for example. Number 5, oh, I didn't call it. So on number 5, it says, what are the bases and legs in quadrilateral HIJK? So I forgot to name it. The parallel sides, remember I said were the bases, and the non-parallel sides, they called them the legs. The legs are not always identical, although a lot of times they look like it. Sometimes they are. So on number 5, the order matters because it says bases first. So which side are the bases in the trapezoid? Right, KJ and HI. Which means the other 2 sides are the legs. So that would be what? KH and JI. It's not too hard, right? Easy peasy Japanesey.
Sure.
Number 7. Okay, this actually is a little bit tricky because it's not multiple choice exactly, it's choose all the ones that are correct. So remember, we talked about like a rectangle is also a parallelogram, that kind of thing. So some of these have many answers. So we kind of just got to check all of them. List any classifications that describe each quadrilateral Then underline the most specific classification if you have more than one answer. Okay, is number 7 a kite? No. Is it a parallelogram?
Yes.
Yes. B. Is it a rectangle?
No.
Okay. The definition of a rectangle, remember I said rectangle and rhombus got married and had a baby? Square. So a square is partly rectangle. Why? Because a rectangle has 90-degree angles. And a square has, that's the definition of rectangle. And a square has 90-degree angles. So a square is a type of rectangle. Is number 7 a rhombus?
Yes.
Are all sides equal? Yes. That's D.
How would you know? It doesn't say.
Because a rhombus means all sides are equal.
How do you know all sides are equal?
You can just tell by look. It says all drawn to scale, so they're not trying to fool you, basically.
Okay.
Okay, is number 7 a square?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's E. Is it a trapezoid?
No.
No. Which of these is the best classification, or the most specific classification?
Square.
Square. So they said underline that one. So just underline the E. A square is a parallelogram and a rhombus and a rectangle, but the best name for it is square. Square has the most qualifications. Number 9, is that a kite?
Wait,
No.
what's a rhombus again?
4 equal sides. Is 9 a parallelogram? Yeah, looks parallel to me on opposite sides. Is it a rectangle?
No.
No, the angles are not 90. Is it a rhombus? Do all sides look equal?
No. Yes.
Yes, they are. Is it a square?
No.
No. Is it a trapezoid? No. So what's the best classification? Would it be parallelogram or rhombus?
Parallelogram.
Rhombus is more specific than parallelogram, so rhombus would be the best. Because a rhombus is a parallelogram that has equal sides.
I'm gonna fail this section. It's freaking
Okay.
hard.
On 11, is it a kite?
Yeah.
Well, it's lopsided. You gotta look carefully. So, no, it's not. Is it a parallelogram?
No.
No. Rectangle? Rhombus? Square?
No.
Trapezoid?
Yeah.
Which sides are parallel?
None.
None. So it is none. By the way, none's an option. But there's no evens that are none, so don't put that down. Number 13, is it a kite?
No.
Is it a parallelogram?
Yeah.
No. Is it a rectangle?
No.
Rhombus? Square? Trapezoid?
Yes.
Okay, find the sum of the measures of the interior angles. Earlier, I wrote on the board a way to find out what the angles are supposed to add up to. Do you guys remember what it was? Or it's on the previous page also. Number of sides minus 2 times 180. So on 15, how many sides does a decagon have?
10.
10. Like decade or...
10 minus 2 times 180.
Right. So on 14, what's hepta?
No, 4. No. 7.
7. So 7 minus 2 times. So on 15, we got to do 10 minus 2, which is 8 times 180. Anybody plug that in the calculator yet?
I can't remember these freaking terms.
Wait, on number 14 it says error.
I would just do the 7 minus 2 part
I'm
in my
about to
head.
slam my head on
Five
this table.
times 180.
You know, let's see what we can do.
I just did how I did.
Kyle,
Really?
why are you
No,
so
it might,
hot?
it might want to time simple.
Seven times two.
Yeah, I would just do the 10 minus 2 part in my head, just do 8 times 180. So yeah, it's 1440 degrees.
There we go.
Okay, 16 and 17 says find the measure of an interior angle of each regular polygon. What changed on that problem?
And
And. So we're finding not the sum of the angles, not all the angles added together, we just want one angle. How do we find just one angle?
n minus 2 times 180 divided by n.
Right. You take notes or you remember?
I just remembered.
Okay, so, you guys might have forgotten, so, what's a dodecagon?
12.
12. So I would probably do 12 minus 2 in my head is 10. So it's 10 times 180 divided by 12.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to, I mean, you could plug all this in if you wanted to. Just be easier to do. Probably just be easier to do 12 minus 2 in your head.
150.
Okay, 18. 19. Okay, on 19, do you remember what equilateral meant back from our triangle stuff?
They're all
Equal sides. So what's an equilateral parallelogram called?
square.
No. Equal sides. Square has equal sides and equal angles. What just has equal sides?
Rectangle.
No. Rectangle doesn't have equal sides.
Trapezoid?
Rhombus.
Rhombus. Okay. 20 says equal angles. Which of those has which quadrilateral has equal angles? 21 says regular quadrilateral. So what's a regular quadrilateral? Square. Equal sides and equal angles. That's a square. Have you guys seen Just a Boring Square? The YouTube video? Oh, you're in for a treat.
Watch it right now.
It's so educational. Just a Boring Square? That doesn't ring a
Is it
bell?
a song?
Partly, yeah.
Oh.
Alright, if we have time, we'll look it up. 23, use quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, oh gosh, I'm gonna regret this. Okay, use the slope formula. You guys remember the slope formula? It's right here over my shoulder.
I see it.
Okay, use the slope formula to show that ABCD is not a rectangle. Well, what does slope have to do with rectangles? Well, one thing we know about rectangles is that they're parallelograms, right? What do we know about slopes of parallel lines?
They don't work. Or
They're the same.
the same. Sure.
So if we show that two of those slopes are not the same, then they cannot be parallel and therefore cannot be a rectangle. Which two sides look not parallel? Which do not?
ABDC?
I think AB and DC might actually be parallel, maybe
Stop
not.
it.
Actually, they're not. Looks like none of them are parallel.
Perfect.
So, well, yeah, we're supposed to use the slope formula though. So we'll just do A, B, and CD. So A is negative 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, 3. Where's B at? 1, 4. Where's C at?
2, -1.
2, -1. Where's D at? -2, -2. Alright. So how do we find the slope of AB? Slope formula. Y minus y. So the y's go on top. X minus x. That goes on bottom. Then for this one, y minus y over x minus x. Remember when you minus -2, that's like a plus. So -1 plus 2. So, yeah, we're supposed to just, like I say, they're not equal. Yeah. If it's not a parallelogram, it can't be a rectangle. I think they probably actually wanted us to show that the angles were not 90. Whatever. Okay, we kind of just did 24 actually, because the 24 says, so you can skip 24. 24 says show it's not a parallelogram, which is what we just did. Yeah.
How many sides does a heptagon again? Wait,
7.
Yeah.
Okay, how can we show that that picture is not a kite? Well, we could show like DC and BC are not the same length. You know what? I don't like these problems. Let's just skip that section.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go on.
You're really working ahead.
Okay. 27 is supposed to be a rhombus. So, what do we know about rhombus? Rhombuses? Rhombi? I don't know what the plural is.
Five. Yeah.
Okay, all the sides are the same. So how can we set this up to solve for x?
They all equal.
They're equal to each other. X squared plus 2x minus 4 equals x squared plus 3x minus 9. Okay,
Like terms.
what should I do first?
Oh, wait, no,
Add
like
x squared.
terms.
Huh?
Oh, wait, no, subtracting squared.
What happens when I subtract x squared to both sides?
Cancels out.
They go away. Which is good news because that makes the problem quite a bit easier. Now what?
Get
Or
x
subtract the 2.
on one side.
And you add 9. 5 equals this.
Look how big that minus is.
For Riddo. And a big minus. And you like
Look at this one. World champion. Oh,
plug x in.
wait, does it ask? What's that? Oh,
I don't know.
it does say find the length of each side.
Oh,
Well, all the sides are the same, right, for a rhombus?
you only have 5 points.
So if we put 5 back in, that will give us what all sides are. So I'll just do this first one. 5 squared plus 2 times 5
31.
minus 4, 25, 35, 31. So I guess we should put, I'll just write it once. I'm not going to put 31 4 times.
Is one maze or
So on 26, do we have
Yeah.
to do, like, do we have to do all of it, like, all that stuff?
Well, you got to find each side. So you do need to find the x's, and then you do need to find the y's. and plug them back in. It's a kite, so the left two sides are equal and the right two sides are equal.
Okay.
Okay, 29, find angle P. Oh, this one's easy.
For you.
No, probably for you guys too.
Oh,
I'm gonna try and draw it. Okay. Earlier, what did we say the angles of a quadrilateral have to add up to?
Whatever is inside of it.
What are the angles of a quadrilateral?
360.
360. 360. So these four angles
oh, so.
should add up to 360.
you
How do I find this angle?
180 minus 117.
180 minus 117.
I don't know. It's 63.
Okay, so how do I find angle
You
P?
go 90 plus 90 plus 63 minus 360.
What's 360 minus 90 minus 90?
180.
180 minus 63.
127. Freak. 117.
Anybody want to guess? This is not a coincidence here. Why these two angles are the same?
No.
Exterior angle equals
They're alternate interior angles between parallel lines. Anyway, they didn't ask that part, so you don't have to put it.
Gang freak.
You disgust me. Isaac, are you offended?
Yeah.
Me too.